Hi, I'm Dr. Eric, welcome to Talking Spanish People, and today I'm here to present to you Squirrely Joe's Nut Gathering Jamboree. This case, where is who? Keating? I don't know. Good question. We've all wondered that at some point in our life. Where is Keating? And the answer is always the same. It's a mystery. Okay, here we go. So, in this resolution, which states that the United States should promote democracy in the Middle East, this particular squirrely app case stems off the notion that promote means to successfully encourage, whereas to encourage merely means to encourage. Yes?
Why did everybody else use this?
Don't worry about it. This is one of multiple cases. Don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing, Alice. Don't worry about it. I'm not gonna ever put up the thing that makes it all really work. Okay? I mean, look. First of all, think about it. Do you really think that your opponents are going to spend their prep time watching what we're going to do rather than working on their own cases? But listen, Alice, the point is, even if they know your case, I would be fine with them saying, oh, we know exactly what you're running. I said, okay, that'll make it even worse when you lose. For you, not for me. So look, start with the definition of promote. If promote means to successfully encourage, then the resolution says the United States should successfully encourage democracy in the Middle East, which means it asks us to assume that the promotion of democracy works, the encouragement of democracy works and is promotion, and then to weigh the costs and benefits of achieving that successful promotion of democracy. So if we were to weigh this cost and benefits, we'd say, well, it's going to cost $1 to successfully promote democracy. It might cost some American lives. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should just save those American interests and not promote democracy in the Middle East. That's the reason why we should affirm today, is because we know already at the beginning of the resolution that the encouragement of democracy is successful. And so, therefore, as the AF, we frame this as a moral choice between acting in the interest of liberty or not acting in the interest of authoritarianism. So, given that the choice is between successfully promoting democracy and not, then it's between liberty and authoritarianism. The topic is not about whether democracy promotion works, but rather whether we ought to put our own interests first. Now, here are a couple of arguments that are comprising the case. Ask burden. The ask burden is to show that the principles of altruism require us to sacrifice a little to help many. In other words, to put the interests of distant others ahead of the interests of our own nation. Long-term stability produces economic benefits that far outweigh short-term costs. So this is one of the core AF arguments, is that while it does hurt our nation in the short term, in the long term, the stability in the Middle Eastern region helps everybody globally maintain a higher level of economic production because there's fewer impediments to economic progress, things like war and fundamentalism and theocracy. And then another F argument here is going to be that it's going to be something you do in the rebuttal. In response to any disad or backlash or whatever they kind of run, talking about how it's not going to work or it's going to produce additional problems or whatever, you say this. Well, look, in the status quo, you're right. You've given me some great examples of how it hasn't worked in the past. You've given me some great reasons why it might not work now. And you've given me some big reasons why it might cause some damage. But you keep forgetting something. This is not the status quo. In this res, we are asked to assume that it works and to then debate the benefits versus the costs. So your backlash point, you're right. That is one of the big problems with the status quo. That's why we should embrace this opportunity to affirm this resolution where we get to know in advance that it works. We don't usually get this opportunity. But with this resolution asking us, given that it's going to work for sure, should we do it? And the answer is, of course, yes, we should, and here are reasons why. You got to hammer this point over and over again if you're going to win on this framework because it's squirrely itself. Obligations. We broke it, we have obligation to fix it. Again, turns their past examples. You go, look, it's never worked before in the past. That's why we got to promote it right now. Look at all the times we tried to do it in the past and it failed. And it caused harm instead of helping the region. When we had tried to interfere in the past, intervene to promote democracy, when we have tried to encourage democracy in the past, you have to be very careful about that, right? We've tried to encourage democracy in the past, it's always backfired. So why should we do it now then? Because this is our big opportunity. We're guaranteed it's going to work. And we have an obligation to fix it, especially knowing in advance it's going to work. Our last impact I want to talk about here is secularization. You're going to claim that by promoting democracy, we are going to minimize the theocratic elements of the region, which is to say religious rule elements of the region, and we're going to maximize the secular elements of the region, which is to say non-religious elements. And that we also want to say that because we already know that we're promoting democracy successfully, and we already know then that we're promoting democratic equality successfully, and Sharia is mutually exclusive of democratic equality, therefore it is a solvency of Sharia. So what this means is that democracy solves for non-secular law. And non-secular law, of course, is basically equivalent of authoritarianism, because it's not limited by any constraining principle. Okay, so let's go over the next AF case that's not so squirrely now. Shall we? Any questions on this before we stop talking about it? No?